Hi, sweetheart. How are you?
Good, you?
Okay, we're doing rainy day.
Rainy City Murders, episode 13.
Okay, we're still in the double digits.
Well, we'll be there for a while.
I know it'll be a long hike.
So, we have a cold case.
Okay,
We are going to January 2007.
okay. So that was what 13 years ago.
13 years, about,
Okay.
yeah. We are going to,
No, that's longer than that.
I'll do my math later.
No, it's like 18 years.
We're going to Rochester, Washington, in Thurston County.
Rochester.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Thurston County.
Thurston County, which is south of us.
It's
It's
Olympia.
kind of between.
It's Olympia.
Yeah, it's Olympia.
Because Olympia's in Thurston.
Yeah.
We are doing Karen Bodine.
Okay. I don't remember hearing about her,
Okay.
but I'm sure once you start telling me, I'll know about it.
Okay. Last seen alive
Okay.
on Sunday, January 21st, 2007.
Okay. Last seen alive.
Last seen alive.
Okay.
She was wandering through the streets of Lacey
Okay.
when a neighbor noticed her and called the police. When police arrived, Karen told them she was fine, despite not wearing a winter coat in the cold weather.
Okay.
And
Okay. So they consider cold here 40 degrees.
But in January in Lacey, they tend to get more snow than we do.
Yes, they do.
They do tend to get snow.
Yes.
The officer stayed with her for a little while, and then they left her alone.
Okay.
At the time, Karen was staying with a friend. She had left her parents' home after a domestic violence incident with her boyfriend that resulted in a protection order
Against her?
against her.
Okay.
So the next day, Karen was still at the friend's house where they and the other house guests were known to do drugs.
Okay.
They reported last seeing her around 3 a.m. when she left the house. She left on foot and wasn't seen alive by friends or family again.
Okay. But she left the drug house.
She left a drug house.
Okay.
Supposed drug house.
Supposed drug house. You know, we don't know for sure.
That's what they claim.
That's
it was a supposed drug house. On the 23rd,
okay,
her nude body was discovered at the entrance of a gravel pit on Little Rock Road in Rochester, which is approximately 30 miles from her home.
Oh. So she didn't walk there and die.
No. A witness told police that a small brown early 1980s Datsun with a lighter color camper shell was seen around 7:50 a.m. at the entrance to the gravel road.
Okay.
Her body was found in an unnatural position, but investigators were able to quickly determine that she was not sexually assaulted, but she was strangled.
Okay.
Investigators believe that the position she was left in was because the murderer, quote unquote, wanted the shock value.
Okay.
She was found with a ligature around her neck.
Okay.
They found multiple DNA profiles and sent the ligature off for testing.
Okay.
So, interesting enough, those have never been shared with the public.
What do you mean? The DNA has never been shared?
So they sent off for testing. Those results have never been shared.
Shared. Okay.
So law enforcement is hoping that as the technology advances, they'll be able to get more from the DNA. Okay. But as we talked about, every time they test DNA, more and more of it is lost.
Yes. So they can only do
it
so
every
much.
so often.
Yes.
Which, as we said, we've seen in numerous cases they've been able to solve.
Yeah, with genealogy and new advanced technology they have. Also CODIS. You know, more people are getting added to CODIS. Mm-hmm. So, which is, if people don't know, it's U.S. database for fingerprints, and I'm not fingerprints. I'm
DNA.
Sorry. That's IVIS.
It's for DNA.
It's DNA. So most states, I know Washington, if you're convicted of a felony, you have to give your DNA when you are admitted to jail.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's changed, but some places you just have to be arrested for a felony and they'll take your DNA,
Mm-hmm.
which I don't think is right because they're not convicted, but I understand.
Mm-hmm. So the current detective on the case has said, when you have a case that has as little evidence as this one does and has gone on as long as it has, more than one person was probably involved.
Okay.
So
have they ever suspected the people that were in the house?
I will get to that.
Oh, okay.
So I have a question. What are your thoughts on that? With him saying that with how long this case has gone on, he believes that more than one person was involved.
Well, that we've talked about this. People get away with murder if they keep their mouth shut. So now we're looking at 2 or 3 people that kept their mouth shut this many years.
Yeah. I don't think that's likely.
I don't think so.
I don't think that's likely.
You know, they could be relatives. They could be
even
psychos.
Then.
They could be, you know, one of them holding it over the other. It could be an alpha male and a beta male. It could be. It could be anything. It could be a male and a female.
Mm-hmm. Or one of them died.
Yes.
Or in prison.
Yes.
At that point in time, if I was in prison, depending on what I was in for, I might give it up.
Yes.
If I was serving like a life sentence or like a one that I know I will die in prison, I might give him up.
Yeah, I might give it up. But they would have my DNA because I was in prison.
Yeah. That is true. It has been 18 years, so yes, 18 years.
Yeah. 13. We can't add.
I am tired most of my life. So, since her murder, and it still remains unsolved.
Okay.
Her kids have not given up on bringing who did this to justice, and they're finally getting their answers almost 2 decades after to their almost 2 decades long search.
How old were her kids?
They were young.
Okay. I didn't know she had kids because you just talked about
her enough that like her children are like they participate in like Crime Con, they go on podcasts, they do interviews.
Okay.
Everything in hope of someone coming forward with new information.
Yes.
They also have billboards in the area where you can see in the area where Karen was last seen. Her daughter Carly maintains those, hoping this will still encourage someone to come forward.
Yes.
So that's just a kind of fear. I have the timeline.
Okay.
They put together a timeline.
Okay.
Of her movements.
Okay.
So shall you want to hear
it? Yeah.
So we go back as far as they have it starting on January 19th, but then they don't have what happened on the 20th, but
okay.
So January 19th, the evening, Karen is forced out of her home.
Okay, because of a domestic at her parents' house. Okay.
She had been in a crisis the weekend of her murder in January 27th in 2007. Wow. In 2007. So that Friday, Karen is forced out of her apartment she was living in with her boyfriend because of a domestic violence situation. The situation resulted in Karen being served an order of protection, so she had to find somewhere else to stay.
Okay.
So you cut to January 21st. That morning, Lacey police officer checks on Karen after seeing her walking on the road. After receiving a call from a passerby who reported seeing her walking alongside a road, they find her, they talk with her. She refused any type of aid, saying that she was going home to Rochester, and the officer didn't intervene.
Okay.
So, mind you, like I said, she was not wearing a coat. She was in crisis, and the officer chose to leave her.
Oh my God.
January 22nd, 3 a.m. She is hanging out with a group of people into the earliest hours of Monday morning.
Okay.
It's reported that Karen was staying at a friend's house over the weekend. To that end, reports detail that multiple people were visiting the house. Some people stayed over, and many at the home were involved with using drugs. Witnesses at the house report seeing Karen alive at the house around 3 a.m.
Okay.
This is the January 2nd, like overnight. Her overnight, her body is dumped at the gravel site in the early hours of Monday morning. Police described her conditions as a brutal attack and potentially perpetrated by someone she knew.
Okay.
So this is still January 22nd, 7:50 a.m., a small brown early 1980s car spotted at the gravel entrance, and that was from multiple witnesses.
Okay.
Described the vehicle, and then at 8:45, a car was passing that location, called 911, originally believing that Karen's remains were a mannequin. Detectives preliminarily believed someone dumped the body there sometime after dark the night before and suspected she died not long before.
Okay.
At the scene, her body is discovered without clothing, posed in a prone position with the ligature still around her neck. To that end, Karen's head is propped up on a loose, discarded car seat, mimicking a pillow. Her belongings are not with her at the scene.
So that's all we know?
That's all we know. And they don't give us any updates, really, until October 2019.
2019? Huh? Okay, so are we going to go through who they questioned?
They don't release hardly any
of
that. So
they didn't question her boyfriend?
They probably did, but...
and they didn't question the
they people had to. I'm assuming they had to.
Quote, the drug house.
Yeah, I'm assuming they questioned all of them.
I mean, you would think that they would have to question who owned a Toyota. Mm-hmm. I mean, a Datsun, Toyota, they're almost the same car.
Essentially, I think how her family looked at it is that the police weren't really doing a whole lot.
They weren't.
No. So in 2019, they sent her case to crowdsolve.
Okay.
So the event allowed true crime enthusiasts to look through cold case files under the supervision of experts. So essentially, the case essentially went cold.
Yeah.
So they said, "Hey, let's try this."
Okay.
To see if maybe true crime enthusiasts can maybe spot something.
Yes.
Different. Nothing essentially came from that. It sounds like, because I have not found anything about this.
Okay.
So cut to December 15th, 2021.
Okay.
Karen's case is featured on ID's Still a Mystery, a Community Betrayal. I think we saw
it. That's where we've seen it. Okay. So we watched a lot of the ID and the A&E and the, true crime. We watch a lot of this. Dateline. We watch murder mysteries. We watch Disappear. We watch a lot of this stuff. We watch a lot of what do you call them? Documentaries and things like that. So when we say something, sometimes we're going by what we've seen, but we try to always double check it with the facts, because sometimes they're given the wrong facts, or there's two views.
Oh my god, like we found out with Phoenix Colden.
Oh my god, with Phoenix Colden, that was just awful. That we got so many things wrong because we were going by what we read, and then we saw the documentary, and then we fact checked it again, and the police officer was there and everything, and so we got everything right, and we had to redo the whole entire episode because we didn't want to look like idiots.
And I had fact checked her whole case too.
Yes. So we fact checked everything. So, but if you ever see something where we're wrong, please let us know, because we will update it immediately. Mm-hmm. Okay. So we don't know if they questioned the boyfriend. We don't know if they questioned the parents. We don't know if they questioned, quote, the drug house with the people in it. We don't know any of this.
Not yet.
Okay. So go ahead.
So the case has been featured on numerous podcasts, and most recently on, as I said, Still a Mystery. It aired back in December 15th, aired that literally December 15th, 2021.
Okay.
And it's still available. Yes. It's a really good episode.
Yes.
March 2022. They sent the DNA to the lab.
It got a hit.
No. Not that we're aware of. They don't share. Kind of like in the Lane Bryant shooting that got me so heated yesterday.
So they're not sharing any of this?
No. her daughter Carly's trying to get as much of this information out as possible.
Isn't it I understand some of the stuff they have to hold close to their vest, but isn't some of this public
usually it is
public records?
Usually it is.
Okay, so this was Washington?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And that comes directly from the Facebook page for the Bodine case run by her family. That they confirmed that evidence was sent to the Washington State Crime Lab for DNA testing. You gotta understand, I built this case off of Wikipedia, the documentary, Reddit, Fox, not Fox, King 5, Como, and this Facebook page. I built this whole case. This is the whole case.
Wow. I'm just saying, wow.
Not until May 19th, 2023, they renewed the investigation effort. Because I think Carly, her daughter, was putting so much pressure on them.
Yes.
Which I would be too.
I would be too.
I mean,
if somebody murdered one of my children or my husband, I would be all over.
Yesterday or the day before, like, we're filming this on, like, a Friday, November 7th. But, like, 2 days ago, yesterday or the day before, we literally just had a cold case break.
Yes.
A 31-year-old cold case break of a 14-year-old who was murdered. They arrested somebody.
Yes.
We're seeing it happen. But I don't understand, like, they're paying attention to certain cases, but not others.
Yes. Was she black?
No. She's white.
Because, and I'm not being racist, is that we have found, like we did with Phoenix, that they're paying more attention to the white cases and not the African American or the indigenous women or those the non-white cases don't seem to be getting the same kind of attention that these ones are getting. But it sounds like this is getting nothing.
No, it's literally. I hate when cases become the only reason that they're getting effort is because the family is harassing them.
Yes. I good for them.
Why is there Wi-Fi? As part of the renewed efforts on the investigation, Thurston County Sheriff's Office is seeking information. They have a new detective working on the case, which is Detective Blankenship.
Probably.
And Sheriff Derek Sanders. They're asking anyone who knows anything to come forward.
Yes. Which
I don't know, especially if they were drug users.
Yeah. But we don't know for sure.
That is literally the timeline. So the timeline of events suggests it's unlikely only one person knows exactly what happened. That's what they're assuming. Since law enforcement knows she was with a group of people right before she was killed, Detective Hamilton, the original detective, feels that it was done by someone she knew, but the motive has never been clear.
And they didn't sexually assault her.
No. So this could literally, if she hypothetically was doing drugs, could be a drug deal gone bad.
Or she could, but they would have known if she overdosed. And they just wanted to get rid of the body.
She was strangled. So at the time of her murder, detectives had a lengthy list of suspects because she was with a rough crowd that night. The original detective knows that they are close, that they just need the right piece of information to make the arrest. So I think they're assuming there was someone in that group.
Yeah, so they must have a suspect.
They're just waiting for suspects. They're just waiting for something to make it click.
Yeah. But they had DNA and...
Yeah. So one thing that it is asked, because this is what her daughter has asked whenever she goes on any interviews.
Yeah.
Saying that if you know who was involved or any other information in Karen's murder, you can remain completely anonymous.
Yes.
By contacting Crime Stoppers of the South Sound at it's 1-800-222-TIPS. That is 1-800-222-8477.
Okay.
Saying you can also send in your anonymous tips through the P3 Tips app that you can download onto your phone for free. Crime Stoppers will pay you a cash reward of up to $1,000 if your tip leads to an arrest in the case.
Okay. So there's not a big, huge reward.
No.
But that shouldn't be the reason you're doing it. No. Yes, I would love $100,000 reward, but if I knew about a murderer, I would turn their asses in.
I would too, especially if it means getting a family closure.
Yes, I would.
That they've been seeking for.
So just hear me out, people. If I'm your friend and I see you on national TV because you murdered somebody and there's $100,000 reward, or there's only $1,000 reward, I am hanging your ass out to dry.
Depends on the person for me. It depends on the person.
Okay.
I would hang Mariana or Christy out to dry.
I would hang Christy. I'm kidding. I love Christy. I just don't see her come over.
You know Christy can watch this, right?
I know she can. And Christy, I'm just kidding. I wouldn't hang you out to dry.
I have a list of other people I hang out to dry first.
Oh my God. Including her mother. For $100,000, I'd be in jail.
I'd make sure you get some of the money.
Yeah. So, is that it for today? That's all we have on this case.
That's all we have on this case. And that is from, again, like I said, I've updated. That all came from the case that was published in January of this year.
That's crazy.
There's nothing. There's nothing for this case.
Okay. If anybody knows anything, please contact them.
I can't imagine being told that my mom was not coming home.
Yeah. And we have no idea if she has an ex-husband or the boyfriend was the father. We don't know any of that. If you're more interested in the case, you can go and look for the podcast and the ID documentary or, definitely.
Yeah, especially the documentary because it lays out, like, it shows you, like, where she was found. It shows everything.
Yeah. Okay, babe. This is a short one.
It's a really short one.
Yeah. But I hope we did it justice. So, yeah, not a lot of information.
Mm-mm.
Okay. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yep.
Bye.